Number one, don't have a backup plan. People with a backup plan rarely succeed in the plan A. I'm from Denmark, and in Denmark we're raised to always have a contingency plan. We're constantly worried that things will go wrong, and so we have a contingency plan, and we have a contingency plan for the contingency plan. And that works really well if you're just trying to survive. But if you're trying to thrive, that is the wrong mentality to have. If you have a plan B, C, and D, the plan A will quietly whisper to you saying that it's gonna be okay, don't worry about it, we have plan B, C, and D. You have to truly commit to something before you can actually succeed in that. That's why the old proverb is that you have to burn your ships when you get in land, because then you will fight a lot harder. I dropped out of computer science and I started in a startup. And I went 100% in because I didn't have a backup plan. And I gave it everything I had. Unfortunately, the startup wasn't for me and I had to find another alternative. But because of the owner of the startup saw how much I was committed to this, he had another project and I started in this instead. The moral of the story is that you have to commit 100%. And even if it's not gonna work out, it's probably gonna lead to other opportunities that now you are able to take advantage of. Number two, simplicity is superior. For a large portion of my life, I wanted to make everything perfect. And because I wanted to make everything perfect, I never ended up making anything substantial. And I also ended up making things more complicated. And complicated doesn't get the job done, and it's also not that pretty. Now I try to simplify everything in my life. My morning routine, my work, my processes, who I work with, everything is simplified. I could have a bigger business, I could have more employees, but I would also sacrifice a lot of simplicity and a lot of life quality. And the same for food. You can go to 5-star restaurants and get pine leaves with grass and it tastes delicious. But at what consequence? There's a lot less nutrients and it's probably not that good for you to eat pine leaves instead of just eating a nice steak. When I had elaborate morning routines, I didn't really have time to actually do the things that mattered. The same with habits. When I tried to make many fancy habits, I never actually got to do the work that I wanted to do. If you have 100 friends, you have no real connection to people. And if you have complicated code, it leaves no room for scaling the system. I think happiness is found in simplicity and just enjoying what is there and not trying to overcomplicate or over-intellectualizing stuff. Number three, happiness is found in Ferraris. Just kidding. You need to have enough money to take care of yourself and your family. But at some point, money doesn't really do anything for you. I'm a little bit conflicted about this concept here because I don't think that you are finding your happiness in the end goal, but I think that you find the happiness in reaching the end goal, which is a very important distinction. You can strive for something, have goals, and when you reach them, you should be happy about reaching them, but not about what they actually end up giving you. And it's a very important distinction. And this is something that took me a long time to learn. First, I was trying to do and get all the things that I want, but then at some point I was like, this doesn't actually make me happy. And so I stopped pursuing and giving my best. But then I was even more miserable. So I think that you find happiness is reaching your goals, but not what is after, but just the region. Number four, problems are usually modern. Modernity have given us a lot of pleasures, but also a lot of vices. I try to avoid as many new things as possible. And that is despite, or maybe because I'm working in IT. The more new things you get, the less happy you are and the more problems you end up with. Examples of what I do. I try to avoid taking the elevator instead of taking the stairs. And this is despite I'm living on 11th floor at this point, because we didn't used to be able to just get around without actually moving our body. And 11th floor is actually not that much when you do it every day. I eat what we ate 500 years ago. That is mainly meat and a little bit of fruits and an occasional cake. Food have been weaponized in modernity towards us, and a lot of it is highly addictive and not good for you. And I also try to get as much sunshine as possible. Let me end with this. The life you want doesn't show up, you have to build it. and you better start today than tomorrow. That's it for now. See you in the next one.